all these 8 hours here, 4 hours here, 30 hours there. What a waste of the American public's time, and frankly, a waste of our time. The incredible thing, though, the Republican senators now are not only filibustering those they don't like, they're filibustering those they do like. Since November, Republicans have filibustered 29 nominees, and they passed with a majority of Republicans, so it doesn't, the math certainly adds up the wrong way for them. 12 of these nominations passed unanimously, without a single Republican vote against them. So if they all, why forget about the 29, how about the 12? Unanimous. Why couldn't we just agree to do that? The answer is simple. Their goal is gridlock. As everyone knows, because he's boasted about it, my Republican counterpart is the guardian of gridlock. That's what he calls himself. And boy, that's certainly evident here. They're proving beyond any doubt that they're not interested in getting anything done for the middle class. Think of one thing here that they've done that suggests something for jobs. We're working on the tax extenders. There's hope that we can get that done. But I've had my heart broken so many times. I talked about that the caucus today. We went over a list of things that they stopped. Take, for example, this bill that Chairman Sanders brought out of the Veterans Affairs Committee. Every veterans group in America, 29 of them, supported this legislation. And with all the things going with the Veterans Administration now, all the troops coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq, that would have been extremely important, but they killed that like they have virtually everything. So there.
Senator Reid,
I recognize that voice. You ought to voice something like mine, which isn't good, but go ahead.
on the veterans issue, the Appropriations Committee is going to be sending the Milcon VA bill out of committee on Thursday. When you bring that bill to the floor, probably sometime next month, will senators be allowed to offer any amendments related to the VA scandal, even if they're legislating on appropriations?
Well, that's against the rules. The answer to that would be no. But I think you were talking about the defense authorization, though, right? No.
I was talking about the VA bill, but would they be allowed to offer
Because 11, yeah, of course, yeah, we would be happy to try to work something out on the authorization, which my understanding is that Senator Levin is going to work on that again this week. Hopefully report it out really soon.
Senator, do you have the votes for Barron? If so, what got you over the hump? If not, why not? And where does the Boggs nomination stand?
Well, we're going to vote on Barron, let's see, Tuesday at 2 o'clock. I think there's an order in effect that we'll have. That'll be confirmation of him. I'm getting my filibusters somewhat confused, but in the next little bit we'll be voting on, so it'll be tomorrow. We'll vote on the Barron filibuster, stopping that tomorrow. And I think we'll be okay. And on Boggs, pardon me?
What got you over the top? There was some problems.
There was just some misunderstanding. Once everything was explained, I think, I don't know if everybody, but certainly most everyone in our caucus is satisfied. And you asked me about Boggs. My position hasn't changed. I do not support him.
Senator, when are you going to hold votes on the CFTC nominations? It's only down to 2 people right now.
Well, we're trying to work our way through. We have about 140 nominations they've held up. And so we're going to see how we fare. We're going to get one of the Federal Reserve done today. But to show you how senseless what they're doing, listen to this. Fisher to be a member of the Federal Reserve Board. He also, the president has nominated him to be vice chair of the Federal Reserve Board. In the past, we would never have had to take 2 votes on that, but we do now. It looks like we're going to file cloture on the same man twice. So we're trying to get all this stuff done. We have about 40 ambassadors held up. So we're moving through these as quickly as we can with all the obstruction we have.
Your comments this morning on the floor just now, would you be open to changing the rules to limit debate time if you have the votes, and do you have the votes?
I said on the floor, and I say here, I'm not interested in changing the rules now,
Senator Reid.
but now is a relative term.
Senator
Yeah.
Reid, on the extenders, do you see any room to compromise on the medical device tax issue?
No. The Republicans can't get out of their head Obamacare. That's an Obamacare amendment. We're not going to do that. They can have as many amendments as practical to change the bill that's on the floor. And there's plenty of amendments that need to be offered on that. We have a lot on our side. So the answer is no.
Senator, do you still support Secretary of Executive along with the White House?
Sure do. I feel about him just like Bob Dole does, who issued a statement today.
What do you think of Republicans who criticize, Senate Republican candidates who criticized you as part of the Washington problem? I talked with Congressman Gardner yesterday, and he mentioned your name specifically. He volunteered.
What did he say about me?
He said Senator Reid is part of the problem in Washington. What do you think of arguments such as this?
Not much.
Senator Reid, what do you say to Senate experts who say that you are becoming the most powerful majority leader in history because of your aggressive use of the right of first recognition to limit?
Well, my answer to that would be, if that makes me powerful, that's too bad. Because the only reason that we're doing this is because for 5.5 years, everything that this president's tried to do, they've stepped in the way. They've done it with never-ending, unrealistic demands. And as I indicated, I explained to the caucus why they've broken our hearts, my heart. They lead us right up here. Maybe they're going to change right up here. And then, just as happened with the Shaheen-Portman bill, they stop. And then, really the topper in the last couple weeks is we have a vote scheduled. We're willing to take a vote on Keystone. Within hours after they refuse to take that vote, my Republican counterpart comes to the floor and says they won't give us a vote on Keystone. So,
And what about Republicans who say that power is shifted from the committees to the leader's office?
well, that is not factual. One of the reasons I got this job, the night I found I was that Judicial lost, I called every chair, and I said, I haven't favored these task forces that have been set up. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to return power to the chairs, and we've done that. The chairs are where they should be. The problem is they pour out this legislation. We can't get it on the floor because they won't let us. Take the Energy Committee as an example. One senator has held up hundreds of bills out of that committee alone. So the chairs are all, they're as strong as they ever were if we could get things on the floor.
Any thoughts on tonight's primary in Kentucky?
No. No thoughts.
Senator Reid, what about the event tonight, that Coke documentary that I understand you're going to be making remarks along with Leader Pelosi? What do you hope to get out of that? And what do you have to say to, there's a Republican Congresswoman Miller raised some concerns about using the CDC for that event.
Is his name Miller? What's his name? Miller?
It's Candace Miller, it's a female.
Yeah, it's a her. That shows how their tentacles are in every part of the Republican congressional establishment. To think someone would run and try to do something, a public statement on something, they acknowledge that it doesn't have any legs legally. There's nothing that's ethically wrong with our talking about some documentary. The man that has produced this documentary has produced 7 other documentaries about the Iraq War, the Afghanistan War, about the Koch brothers. I mean, that's what the First Amendment used to be about until it became the Supreme Court's, you have more free speech, the more money you have.